Hey y'all, my name's Jen. I'm a health and life coach on a mission to empower women, and this season I call the messy middle. We believe it's never too late to dream your wildest dreams and to build lives freed from the shoulds and have-tos. Here, we talk to ourselves like we do our girlfriends and our sisters and daughters. I will share stories and resources with lots of encouragement and a little bit of tough love to drive you toward action. In this podcast, we talk about everything: career, relationships, motherhood, and health. So grab your sneakers and let's go, because she's wild and freed. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of She's Wild and Freed. I am super excited to talk about today's topic. But first, in case you hear it, I can't tell if it's going to come through on the recording. I've got a baby bird that's living in one of my bathroom vents. The mom nested in there, and that baby is very noisy. So hoping it doesn't come through, but in case you hear that little squawking in the background, that's what it is. But on to today's topic. Happy Pride, everyone. June is Pride Month, and I am so happy to be talking about this today and celebrating with you. And no matter your gender identity, sexual orientation, preference, whatever you may be coming with today, you are welcome here. And I just can't wait to celebrate this month with the LGBTQ plus community. So I have been a proud ally for a while now, but I had a profound experience recently at my work, and I wanted to share it with you all. I am still learning what it means to be an ally. And I know I have a lot to learn, just like so many things we talk about on this podcast. And I know it's a journey, and I will share what I learn along the way with you all. My company recently started up a program called Colleague Resources Groups. So you may have something like this at your work. Sometimes they call it employee resource groups. We call our employees colleagues. And I got the opportunity to join two groups. I joined the Women's Colleague Resource Group as a member, as I identify as a woman. And I really want to encourage, empower, and lift up my fellow women in their lives and their careers. So I'm super excited to be a part of that group. And I joined the Pride group as an ally. These groups just kicked off in May, so we had our first calls, which were virtual because we are a national company, in the last few weeks. So in the Pride group call, I want to first say the chairperson has a walking desk. Okay, any of you all seen this thing or seen someone walking while in a meeting? He walked the entire time he presented and spoke with the group, and it was freaking awesome. I've thought that would be a cool thing to have, to be walking while working, but I don't know if I'm coordinated enough or that I could even get my work done, but he was doing it and he was doing it well. So I really had fun just knowing that he was walking during the whole meeting. So that's the first thing. But second, each person on the leadership team talked about what pride means to them. One said love, another said peace, another said equality. This leadership team was open, they were fun and welcoming. It was super cool. What really hit me during this call was the personal stories that folks were sharing about being queer or non-binary or trans. One woman said, she presents masculine and has to find safe places to just go to the bathroom because she lives in the South and she gets lots of looks and has even been harassed for just trying to relieve herself. Members of the group talked about relating to her or having spouses who also presented masculine and just really poured out support and love. And she shared that her manager is super supportive and just wants to make sure she's safe. So whatever she needs to do that while she's working, because this is a field position, her manager encourages her to do that and is a great ally to her. Another spoke as a proud parent of a trans person and how he wanted everyone to know that he sees them, he's a leader in the organization, and expressed how this group, this community, has his support in work and in life. And then he also said that if you see him at Pride events, he is the one giving out dad hugs. So I thought that was super fun, and I hope I see him one day. I think he's based in Michigan. Now I can't remember what state he was in, but that was just a super cool share. One of the members of the leadership team also shared about how she served in the military during the Don't Ask, Don't Tell era. I can't imagine what it was like, having to hide who you are. And I know many in this community still are doing that and don't feel safe or aren't ready to be their true selves. But she shared the difficulties it was like for her in the military. And again, love, support was just pouring out through the chat. There were lots of emojis going up. And really, really just great experience with that. Although I've experienced or I've seen, how this community has challenges, is facing an uphill battle, I just didn't realize how much and was really overcome with emotion on how difficult some have it. My white, cisgendered, female, middle-class, hetero self just realized my privilege, and I acknowledge that and hope I can continue learning how to be a great ally to my friends, my family, and those of you that I haven't even met yet, but I hope to one day. Now, the biggest and honestly most beautiful moment for me during this call, and this was an intro call where the leadership team was talking about the mission and the values of this group. But my friend and coworker came out to this group as trans. And I can't express what a big deal this was. And even more, what was so outstanding were the wonderful reactions people in this group had. Again, I was overcome with emotion on the pure love I experienced just being on this virtual call. So my friend is a trans female in all aspects of their life, except at work. They were hired as Mike and came out to me almost 2 years ago as they were navigating the healthcare system and health insurance. And I think most of you know, but I'm in HR and know just enough about benefits to be dangerous. But they were trying to find gender affirming care in their area. This was a first for me. And again, I just learned so much about the prejudices and struggles that our trans friends and family members deal with. Mike has had to work with an out-of-network clinician to get hormone replacement therapy, which, if you're not familiar, means even though they have insurance through the company Insurance doesn't cover out-of-network costs in the same way they would in-network, so they're paying out of pocket for this therapy. Mike came out as Aurora on Instagram to his friends and family, again, about 2 years ago, with some beautiful pictures and sharing her story. And was supported by many of her friends and family, but unfortunately also met with some backlash. And it was mainly a few family members who were embarrassed and said that she could not present as female at family gatherings. They navigated that and continue living as Aurora everywhere except work. And, just a little backstory to that, we work in a heavily male-dominated industry. Not that that necessarily means that they're prejudiced against LGBTQ plus community, but, Mike at work just wasn't ready or comfortable to come out as Aurora, but again, living her best life out in her social and personal networks. It's just so much. That's just so much as I think about it. But Aurora took this as part of the territory, and although they had some emotional moments with me, and I'm sure with friends and family of those who were supportive of her living as herself, including her brother, which I think is amazing, I was just truly honored that she trusted me, and she's become a great friend, not just a coworker. But during this call, I got to witness a truly awe-inspiring moment in Aurora's story when she got the reactions from virtually strangers in this Pride colleague resource group who were just showing her an immense amount of love and supporting her. And the chat blew up. Again, if you guys are familiar with all these virtual calls we do these days, tons of love and support, asking Aurora what her preferred pronouns are. So on screen, she was showing as Mike, but the love and support was for Aurora and her true, authentic self. I have never experienced anything like this at work before. And yes, we celebrate things, milestones like birthdays, anniversaries, babies, weddings, retirement. And those events are happy and supportive and fun. But Aurora's coming out was epic. I'm just truly grateful that I got to be a part of that. And many other stories came up after that. And at one point, I had to turn off my camera. I was crying, happy tears. Tears were streaming down my face during this experience. And these tears were just in recognition or realization of a world where people in this community are just trying to live their lives, love who they want to love, be loved, raise their children and their fur babies. They just want to be who they were created to be. They're trying to go to work and take their kids to ball practice or go out to eat, just enjoy their lives. And the barriers are still here in 2024, which I know I don't have to say that, but it amazes me just where we are in the world right now. And here is where I want to learn more about my part or how I can become a better ally. Honestly, I've been a little shy or even afraid to speak out about my support for this community because of that fear of people in my family or work or friend groups may judge me. I'm worried about this, me, the white, cisgendered, heterosexual female. I will not be worried or afraid of anyone who may judge me anymore. Nor will I be quiet about the basic human rights everyone deserves. I'm so appreciative of the work and advocacy that folks in the LGBTQ plus community and their allies are doing right now and have done for many, many years to fight for and support these basic human rights. What is happening right now in our country and many, many states to remove these basic human rights like healthcare from our system and even punish those who provide healthcare to trans people is disgraceful. I will not be a part of the problem anymore, which means sitting here saying nothing, just living in a world that, well, this stuff doesn't affect me personally, so I'm just going to stay quiet. No more. That is not my path. That is not how I want to show up as a human, a friend, and a family member to the LGBTQ plus community. So when we were asked in this colleague resource group call, what does pride mean to you? I immediately typed joy. Joy in living a life that's authentic. Joy in experiencing others in their true essence. Joy in knowing we are all created uniquely and beautifully and on purpose. So I will continue to listen and learn and outwardly support the LGBTQ plus community. Happy Pride, y'all. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you feel free to take action toward building the life of your dreams. If something in this episode resonated with you, I would so appreciate it if you would text it to a girlfriend so she can hear the message as well. Until next time, stay wild.